Here's a tool rack for you.
Okay. I'm debating upon either using a Forstner bit or a router to make the cups on the bottom.
I used a Forstner bit on this.
Yeah.
And then it's got a pipe flange on the bottom. And it mounts to another pipe flange or a will on my lathe eventually.
Yeah.
I took it off the old one. Now I got to retrofit it to the new one.
Well, we're going to cover that a little bit later when several other people are on, and I've got the basics started of mine. Yeah, the tool holder may turn into a kind of a running subject for a little while, and all the people inputting makes it all better.
Hey, Doug, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm not turning anything today, so I haven't messed up anything.
There we go.
I've messed up the last two pieces I tried to turn.
And the floor still clean?
Oh, heavens, no. No.
They were great videos.
Well, thank you.
They were great videos.
Yeah, the one yesterday, I was real disappointed. The little patch that I had made to go in the bottom of a cored out bowl, it gave way at the very last minute. So I was real disappointed with that one. But, you know, there's things to learn from that. So I'm not upset with it, just wasn't happy about it.
I'll have a link in the chat about a contest on Instructables later. If you know a teacher that does project-based learning, Autodesk is a sponsor, and there's like $40,000 in prize money, and you got about 40 days to get something together on instructables.com. But I'll put a link in there. If you know a teacher, let them know, and they probably have a lesson plan that'll fit.
There you go.
Yeah, sounds good, Kent.
Have to make sure Doug Rowe knows about it.
Folks asking what's going on tonight. What's going to go on? We're going to go south to the border. Well, just close. Just close. Going to go to Corpus Christi, Texas tonight. And in Corpus Christi, Texas, we're going to find this old guy. He's been with us before. Oh, come on, y'all know he's old. I mean, look at the guy.
Everybody happy out here?
And Waukeene Vinson's going to be with us, and we're going to go Cuban. Yeah, well, not to Cuba. We're going to go Cubing, and Waukeen's got a couple of projects for us. Show you a couple of things you can do with the cube, and we get started on that. Pay attention to a couple of notes that he gives you, but right off the bat, when he refers to it as a cube, take that literally, because there's several projects. I learned how to do a couple of cube projects from a guy named St. Pierre, and he was up at AAW maybe 15 years ago or so when I saw it. And he let off with, there's got to be a cube. And yeah, it goes in this ear, comes out that ear. You don't really absorb things. And this was one of the, oh, you hate to rate the demonstrations. You have the demonstration where people wait in line to get in and get into the rooms, wait for the demonstrations. And then you've got the next ones. St. Pierre was in a room before one of those guys was in a room. So some guys came in to get good seats up front early, and they got the seats up front for St. Pierre. And they talked, they yacked, they chided, they did all the stuff. They were very disruptive. Maybe they didn't mean to be, but that's just how it came across. But those of us who were watching this demonstration missed parts and pieces. The little parts and pieces we shouldn't have missed was the cube. It's got to be a cube. It's got to be a cube. And I mean, so exact, it's unfunny. It's every dimension, every corner, every square. It's all got to be perfect. because if not, you just take it and you're moving the points. And if you look at a project, and you'll see some tonight with Waukeene, you move those points, you've moved all the reference points for the project. So if you move them before you get started and you can work to it, all right, you've got an art piece. If you're working to an art piece and the points are not where you started from, you got a mess on your hands. And if you lose them, you lost them. I came back for a club I belonged to and did a demo about 3 months later. And I'd done a dozen or two of those pieces. And I was doing a bottomless bowl. It was a 3-point bowl. It had no flat bottom to it. It was rounded. And I hollowed the inside, made a bowl out of it. And then the intent was to put a lid on it. And I had 2 guys in our club that really, they didn't like what I was doing. And they wanted to push it. And I had it down pretty darn thin. And I had all my points and all. And, oh, you can get that, you get it, you go get it. And I had hit my limits and said, no, I'm going to kind of put the brakes on. This is a 4x4 Cuba Cocobolo. That was a rarity in itself to get. That really was. But then I'd already pulled the core out so I could do a lid for it. Then I figured out how to make the lid into a concealed enclosure lid, but that was going to be a whole nother demo. But playing with that thing, I realized, man, if I was just been off that much, it would have been just trash on the floor. And there'd be no saving it, because you can't have rounded corners on a pointy corner piece. You can't sand it to that. But I had a lot of ideas. A lot of people said, well, if that doesn't work, take it over to the belt sander. Belt sanders can't save turn pieces. Just can't do it. And if you got a belt sander, the shape, is it a turn piece? I mean, that's just the way to look at it. Hey, SWAT's coming up in about 8 weeks from this weekend. His SWAT. It's in Waco, Texas. And there will be several worldwide woodturner meetings held at SWAT this year in conjunction with the Waukeene Vinson demonstration, the Scott Hampton demonstration, a bunch of our friends that'll be there with merchandise and tools and parts and everything else. And we'll all be there together. It's like, I call it a family reunion with family you really like. And that's why I like SWAT so much. It's because there's no politics. It's 30-something clubs to get together and put this function on. The politics isn't there. The big business isn't there. You don't have to belong to an organization. You pay to go to SWAT, you go to SWAT. You don't just want to go to the trade show. You just go to the trade show. You don't need to pay for the demonstrations. But you'll see some top-of-the-line demos, some medium demos that I'd say regional, and then you'll see some locals. And don't miss any of them. In fact, many do multiple demonstrations. Plot them out. You use chart on a wall where you can pick where you want to go. Or just look to see which ones are filling up first. Because all your friends have picked where to go. Meals are included. The lunch is always covered. But it's a fun place to be. And if you're looking for gizmos and gadgets, this is the one where you can play with all those gizmos and gadgets. And if you're looking to get some Worldwide Woodturner stickers, which we have available, you've still got those in packs. We have these available in packages of 10. The only purchase the club's ever made. We bought these stickers. They're about 3x3. And it's something, it's a 3x3 circle. If it's a circle, it's gonna be 3x3, correct? But there's 10 stickers on a strip And at $5 for the strip, if I got to send it internationally, I need another buck because it cost me a buck more to send it internationally. We'll take care of it and get them to you. Want more than one pack? We can take care of that also. We're going to be giving some away because this is a no profit project for the club. Yes, we don't have any money. That's simple. We don't have any money. We had this funded by a member. It's being handled by a member. They're shipped and posted by a member. We'll give you a complete 100% financial report when it's all said and done if you ask for it. And we'll show where every single penny went to for every single purpose. But we're going to use this to promote worldwide wood turners and nothing else. So we'll be there giving them away to about 1,000 people that have been coming and going from Waco, Texas. We just sent a couple of hundred to AAW with our members. We sent them to our members. Our members went to AAW just this month and passed them out to their friends. And we saw some of those folks in our meetings last week because they didn't know the world's greatest wood turning meeting is open to everybody. And it is the greatest free show on earth. And they can all belong and all be part of it. There's so much room on the tailgate. It's unbelievable. So we're looking for it. Heather, I mentioned you a little while ago. You weren't with us when I said it. They're taking forever because I didn't do the envelope right. And it's still sitting here. So you'll have to wait just like Brenda. And it'll go in tomorrow's mail, I promise. And but it was an oversight. I apologize, Brenda. But we I tell if you want, Brenda, if you want to dock my pay for this, it's okay. You know, I can live with less. God, can I live with less?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
we'll just take those dollars and shift them over to me. How about that?
Yeah, well, hey, I'm all right with that. I'm okay with that. I had a doctor ask me this morning if I would be interested in a new diet plan. I said, you know, the problem with diet is an ugly four-letter word, but plan, when you put diet and plan together, it gets even uglier. And there's, you know, and she says, well, ours is simple. If it comes in a box or a can, you can't eat it. And I said, oh, we've been on that plan for about a year. You know, that was the kidney doctor put us on that plan. It comes in a box or a can, I can't eat it. Today we ate out at a Mexican place. Yeah. We watched it made. Everything was made right there. Nothing came out of a can or a box. I can't eat there. I can't.
Right.
Just won't work for me. I gotta find a good old fashioned salad hub. Remember when you used to go in a place and get a salad bar pre-pandemic? And you could find a place to get a salad bar? Yeah.
Bosses and Ponderosa.
Yeah. The world clean forgot what the pandemic should have taught us. The pandemic should have taught us that we have to live cleaner and safer. Wash our hands, take care of ourselves, be our own personal selves, and be careful of what we communicate back and forth to each other. It lasted a couple of years.
Yeah.
We don't remember that now. We don't, and it's a crying shame we don't. I worry now about the next generation that is coming up. They've already taken 2 wallops. Can they handle the 3rd wallop? It's coming. You know, let's tighten up a little bit. You know, I noticed that a restaurant by the house here that does barbecue used to have a nice hand washing station outside, and had a couple of things with the hand cleaners and all on it, and that's all trashed out. We don't stop there. It's kind of a rough pit stop. we don't stop it. I was noticing, Wednesday nights they're big bikers night, and we were coming past there coming in tonight. You know, there is no place at that operation with all the barbecue and everything that's going on tonight. There is no place to clean your hands or have to eat all this stuff. They missed it. That was like when they said all the schools you had to wash your hands in the schools. I've renovated a major high school here in New Orleans 20 years or so ago, and there were 3 working hand basins in the school. And this school had over 1,000 students in it. The 3 working hand basins in the building. And that was because they didn't have maintenance money.
That's not good.
And they were in the
no, it's
teacher's
not.
lounge, right?
One
Charlie?
was in the teacher's break room. One was in the
Ah.
teacher's break room. But the nurse's room didn't have one. So when the nurses, she had to go across the hall to the ladies' room for a working hand basin. But and they said, well, it's an old building, but what is your priority in life? Mine is I just want to keep living. There's nothing else on the top of the list.
Right? Makes you wonder.
It really does. But we can tighten back up. We're like I tell folks, we all got long pants. We can grow up, start behaving right. I saw a good demo the other day on it was on Facebook, and the guy was live on Facebook, and he was turning a little jar, and he was turning it out of 2x4, but he had a chunk of 4x4 on there, but he was bragging about it being a 2x4 project. Really pretty piece of pine, SYP, and it had a couple of nice knots in it, and he was going to spin it down to be sort of a vase, and he backed into the vase, what I'd say backed into. He knocked it down, took the corners off the outside, had it spinning down, brought the speed up, and then he hollowed it first to match a goblet that he had. He didn't have a sleeve, he just had a goblet. He wanted to be the same profile on the inside as the goblet. So he matched the goblet, and then he did the outside. He got it down the way you can almost read the paper through it. But he did the interior first, and then using a LED on a wand, he had a tool that he used like a guide wand, and he had the LED mounted on it that was famous to him. And Cindy Drozy used to sell these little lights, and you put them on a roughing gouge or a hollowing gouge to see where it was going and what it was doing. He had this on a bar going in there, but he was cutting on top of it using a skew and making slicing cuts, and you could see the color changes as he was going along. And I mean, he making sweet slices across there, and I kept thinking, "You're a bunt." No, you don't. No, you don't have it. Yeah, that. And he pushed it. He got it flexible. A southern yellow pine. He got it flexible. Then he took the bottom off. That piece, when he took it off, it had already went oblong. It changed shape. It went to the grain. It was so gorgeous. But he took, because of what he was doing, there was no way he could have possibly have done a sanding on it without having the program that's sanding in. The inside would have been 100% sanded out, completed before he started doing the exterior. Probably dressed it, sealed it with something, flashed it, put CA on it or something to flash it. And then the outside would have to be buffed to a sand. You couldn't add any heat with the sanding. I mean, you put 80 grit paper on that, it'd disappear. So, you know, you had to come in and just, and that's why his slicing cuts was so critical. He was, I mean, and I wish I could find that YouTube. It was on Facebook and I was watching on my iPad and I can't get the history back on my iPad. If somebody saw it and can find it, let me know who did it. But his slicing was awesome. I mean, and he was using a 3/4 inch standard skew, but it was oval shaped skew. And he dressed it off with a lap, you know, and it'd make 4 or 5 cuts and it'd lap it a little bit, 4 or 5 cut and then lap it a little bit. Didn't push the edge, didn't push the blade. And you could see in the cuts he was making, and that's what is so fantastic. See the cuts he was making, when his shavings look like they got a little bit coarse or a little bit rough, he had to freshen the edge. He didn't push it a fraction. And I will find that video. I will, because, and then we will line him up to do a demonstration for you, because that's the kind of thing that you can use almost anywhere. And we've all seen Cade Bozier do that for us, where he comes in and does something that's paper thin and he looks at no problem, but he knew his tool and he knew how to work that tool and work that edge. And as one of my students asked me one time, a long time ago, why do they call it a roughing gouge? Because as he came in the shop, I was doing a bunch of Freedom pens and I was knocking them down from soup to nuts using a roughing gouge. The only tool I took off the table, shoop, sanded it out and put a finish on it and it was done. He said, but you did that with a roughing gouge. I said, that's what they call it. Why? You know, and the same thing, you know, why are the other ones called gouges? You know, if you use them right, they're all knives. And Mark Slay doesn't do wood gouging, he does wood slicing. You know, it's how you present that blade and how you address it, how you follow it. You've been to one of those country fairs where you swing the hammer over and hit the thing and see if it rings the bell? The farm boys know how to make it go because they know the follow through on driving the stake. The city boys only know how to make it go up a little bit. You know, I always see the big muscle guys and they can't move it an inch.
Right.
Have never driven a fence pole, have you? Because the fence poles fight back. As you fight back, you realize, like your daddy told you, one of you got to win the war. It's either you or the pole. Who's it going to be? Heard a good one today. One of the people at clinic this morning said, are you taking the iron for your blood? And I said, yeah. And he says, just make sure that iron in your blood don't turn to lead in your ass. It was like my daddy was in the room. That's exactly. I can hear it in the background. I had to text my little sister. You heard that? What would you think? And she said, Big Eddie's in the room, and he's just told you what the deal is.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Who's that? I got a news flash just now from Waco, Texas, from Ken Crowell. Yeah, he said SWAT will no longer allow fractal burner vendors in the SWAT show. I didn't know that, Ken.
Yep.
It's on their webpage under vendors way down at the bottom. And they also threaten to ban you if you try to sneak in stuff like that in the vendor department. But Jim Bob Ragoons here in Lubbock is the vendor chairman. And that's a big move in the right direction.
I agree.
They call that natural selection.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna stand my ground. That monkey wants to touch that power line, I'm gonna let him touch it. But
Just
I-
don't
I-
stand next to him.
I'm not gonna hold his hand. Yeah. Slow is stupid.
Yep.
Can somebody give a definition of fractal burner vendor? Some new people,
Well,
me, may not know what that means.
is it the Lynchburg products?
Yeah,
Oh, man, that's a big, long explanation. I don't know if we could cover that in the time we
Yeah.
have.
No,
In a nutshell, you had a vendor from Oklahoma that had been a good supporter of SWAT for a number of years and sold equipment. It did not have an underwriter's laboratory, wasn't tested. And, you just got to say, I really don't want to be exposed to this much liability.
Exactly.
very dangerous.
yeah,
Imagine
there's a
grabbing
very-
a hold
yeah.
of two positive wires and playing, and then soaking your workpiece with water, and then have it, and then you got to remember, which piece am I holding on to? Am I grounded? Am I not grounded? It's the number one cause of a wood turner's death or a woodworker's death is fractal burning.
Yeah, but hey, be easy about this. I can get you instructions on how to build one using leftover parts from your microwave, right out of the kitchen,
Yep.
right out of the kitchen at a fraction of the cost, at twice the power, and so what's the chance of getting killed?
Yeah. Natural selection.
Natural selection. That's right.
Yeah.
You got it.
It's
Appreciate
a
it,
scary-
y'all doing it.
It's a scary what some folks will do.
Yes.
Well, I looked at my wife, said one time, would you like to have one of those? I'm all right.
Yeah, I'll pass.
I'm all right. Now you want to buy me that new lathe, we can talk, but
Right. Hey Eddie, let's jump into some gallery here while we're waiting for Waukeene to come on.
all right, who we got? Who's on the deck?
Well, we're going to get Heather first and foremost here because she's got to get back to work and everything. So Heather, you still there? Got to turn your camera on.
I'm here, but I'm working, so I can't show right now.
Oh, you can't show. Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, Donnie, could have told me. All right, that's fine. Come back to you. Just holler when you can.
Yeah.
Let's go with Ron.
I'm here. Can you find me?
Gotcha.
There we go. I've just got a couple small pieces. This is a vase. This is apple. You can see the inclusions in it. It actually has a hole all the way through it.
Looks nice.
I like it.
Yeah,
You can
looks
see the
good.
holes.
Looks
It's
like it'll
finished with
hold water
poly.
up to that point.
And the other thing is grandma with a baby.
Oh,
It's
how
cool.
about that?
That's maple
That
and
is
then
nice.
it's apple on the ring.
Oh, that's cool.
Very cool.
That
I
is
guess you'll
cool.
get it back farther, you can see the whole thing, but
All right. So what's the inspiration of that piece?
I've seen it on, I don't know, YouTube or someplace.
Yeah,
And said, yeah, I can
that's
do that.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You can make yourself your own little nativity scene.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Very nice.
Sounds good. Thanks there, Ron. All right, let's go to Charlie.
Yes, sir. Did you find there? You got me.
Oh, I got you.
Hey,
Made a
Jane,
couple
just
of
so you
things.
before Charlie,
Yes, sir.
just so you know, Rebecca the Groot's boyfriend is in the house. Y'all know
Go
who we're
ahead,
talking
Charlie.
about?
Go ahead, Charlie.
No, I ain't got a
Y'all know
clue.
who we're talking about? No, Rebecca
ahead,
the
Charlie.
Groot. You know her boyfriend? Her boyfriend? Her
Matt
boyfriend,
Harber.
Matt Harber.
Matt Harber's.
Matt Harbor's in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not her boyfriend, but hey.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
all right.
If you
I
say
made a
so, man.
small cookie jar.
I like the lines.
Very nice.
That's a combination of sawdust and brass, that line. And that one is almost, is coffee grounds. Oh,
Oh,
Hey,
guess I ain't gonna open it.
not
Good
not
for your
gonna get
diet.
those cookies out quickly.
the
You
cookies
know, I made it for my sister-in-law. She's gonna be on a diet, I guess.
If you jar for diet, you can't get the cookies out.
It's silver maple and box elder, and the silver maple was a little wet, so I think it shifted. And
You
it's
can
oak
open it
for
at
the
Christmas
acorn.
time. You can open it at Christmas time.
There, yeah. And then I had, this is a saged piece. It started out 13 inches and now it's down to 7. That line opened up. And it wouldn't, I tried gluing it and everything else, but she wouldn't stay big.
It's a mini platter.
That's red oak. That's all I have.
Right on,
Looks
Charlie.
good.
All right, let's go to Mr. Kingsley.
Howdy. Howdy. Am I unmuted? I thought I was.
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
Okay, there I am. Well, I finally got out into the shop this week and made myself a little jar. I haven't finished the inside yet because I'm not sure what to do with it. But the top is walnut and the bottom is ash. There's some interesting little things going on with the grain there. I don't know what would cause that.
Looks like you hit it with a torch.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, it's all natural.
Wow.
I have people ask me if I dyed something. I said, nope. I only tried dye a couple times and it didn't work out. I still have the tenon on, so I know what to do with it. And with the top, I'm not sure about that either. But I left a nice little convenient ring so I can mount it again if I have to, or if I want to. And then I had this done last week and I made a cap for it out of walnut. And I used a piece of brass for the little stem. It's cute. I'm not very happy. I'm not very happy with that shape, but it kept breaking out on me. This kept just chipping out.
It actually looks pretty good, actually.
I think.
Yeah.
So. Oh, thank
What
you.
do you use for texture?
It looks nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
I
I
like
tried something different with the texturing than I did with the other one.
And the acorn shaped.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's cute. Kept me out of trouble for a day. My wife graciously said this morning, she said, I'll watch the baby. You can go out in the shop for a while. And
There you go. Gotta like that.
gotta love her. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Thanks, Dave.
Take care.
All right, let's go to, Jim, where you at?
Me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you, I kind of forgotten where I was at here. If I've shown this or not, so you may see some things twice. Did I show that the other day?
Yeah, but we can just look at it again.
Okay, no, I forgot whether I showed it or not, but anyway, that's one of the pieces.
Pretty cool.
I saw a piece on Facebook where a guy showed the jig on how to do that. You have an article about that you published recently
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
on how to, it's in Wood Turning Magazine on how to turn that. It was good. It was the way he presented it was right along with your article on the
No.
faceplate to hold it, which is always the good part is how to hold it.
Right, I didn't do this I did this for American Woodturner back in 2018 or something like that, something similar. But anyway, I've been turning. You've seen this, I'm sure. I've been turning
Yes.
3-sided things. Okay, there's a series of them. This is a regular bottle stopper. These are made out of Red Heart. This is a 3-sided. These are parallel. And then this is 3-sided at with a 60-degree offset, so that the point of this one's in the flat of this one.
Very cool.
And then I finished one today. This looks easy, but damn, this was a tough one. This is these are 3 set of 3 at 40-degree offset. So it takes this point goes from here to here to here. Next one would be in the middle of here.
Oh wow.
That's
That hurts
cool.
my eyes.
And you're doing that in the duck's chuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah, that's too cool.
Outstanding.
That's a fun. You could make a good living at this if you could sell these for about $400 a piece. Anyway.
Right?
Anyway.
Oh my
The first one's the hardest one. I'll tell you. I had to remake the mandrel to get on things like this. You can actually turn or draw a circle and get the different points real easy. But to do this other one, you had to, for some reason, I had to use a protractor to get this 40-degree offset. I couldn't figure out how to do that any other way. But anyway, turned out kind of fun. But now I got a mandrel made that I can do this sort of thing. 40-degree offset. Also, when I do this, I make a drawing of that. And the drawing actually fits over my mandrel so that I can actually put marks on the mandrel. And I save that drawing because there's divisions in between that drawing of like, this would be a 60-degree offset. There's divisions in between that of 30 degrees. On this one, there's divisions in between that of 20 degrees. So if I ever want something in between this for some reason or other, I always have the drawing. Okay. I learned the hard way on some things. Anyway, that's it for me.
Smart. Right on,
Jim,
Jim.
can you hold that first one up again for just 5 seconds? Okay, that wall plaque.
Oh, this thing. This thing.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Boy, am I glad I didn't have to follow that.
Anyway. Oh, we were gonna
I can follow that tonight.
we were gonna do cubes tonight too. I did a cube. I don't know if that's bad or.
That's great. All right, let's go to Ray.
Sure.
Hey, Ray, you on?
Hey, okay, so this is
You're right in line. There you go.
okay, so it's a vase disc. This is white ash. Let's see if I can get the thing in line with my camera. I'm like going backwards. There we go.
Yeah, that reactive screen, it makes it difficult sometimes.
Yeah, I can take that out. Let me see. No, I can't because now I'm not on it anymore. Okay. So this is 9 inches. And it's just finished. This one is just finished with sanding sealer and finishing wax.
Very nice.
Can you share the top part where the base part is? So, okay, so you just got a glass tube in there?
Yeah, this is a vase.
Yeah, okay. Very cool. Is that a piece of ash or?
Yeah, white ash.
Yep.
You
Right
start
on.
off with a 2x8, but you end up with a 2x9. This
Right.
way.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Don. Hey, Don,
Yeah, I'm here.
we got you.
Yeah, okay. Well, I come up from the shop today carrying this. My wife says it looks like an offering plate, and it does. But back during the pandemic, we had a Zoom demo from a guy out in Illinois that did one of these. And I finally, after 2 or 3 years, did the challenge. So it spins on that top. It's all one piece. So maybe you've seen that
Saturn
before.
ring.
Yep.
Saturn ring.
Yep. But it was a little bit of a challenge, and it's finished with 3408. So one coat. So
Very good.
walnut.
Looks great.
Nice looking
Yeah.
piece. That, for the cutter, did you make your own cutter?
Yeah, I just took a piece of steel bar and ground it real thin with a razor sharp tip on it, and
Yeah.
just go in at a 45 both ways after you get the ring in it. Pretty easy to
V
do.
cuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very slick. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's let's go look at let's go see what Rebecca's boyfriend's got here.
Not me.
Where's he at? Where's he at?
I'm
There he
I'm
is.
talking. Hey, everybody, I'm on my phone. I am here at Campbell's Hands-On-Retreat. It's tomorrow and Friday and Saturday teaching classes. It's too hot, but this is the gallery that people have brought in to show. And as much as I can, I will try to tell you who the artists are. So let me switch to this. All right, you guys see this?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
this is Mark Wallace. He is a member of my club. These are his pieces here. I think that's gold leaf in the middle there. This is Rebecca's stuff. This is some of her walking boxes and mushrooms. This is, I believe this is Dave Curley, who is a member of the local club here. That's turned piece and the way that Derek Wiedemann does it. He does, Dave does a lot of lacing and he uses pine needles and stuff. He took Rebecca's class. He's doing an owl class this week. This is Tom Hale's work. So that's when we were carving last night on Facebook. He was working on a piece very similar to this one here. So the edges are carved. These next pieces here are from a gentleman by the name of Vinny Luciano. There's his card. Luciani, I guess. His pieces are gorgeous.
We've shown his work in our newsletter.
Cool. This is Jeff Hornung of Walnut Log.
Look at the detail on those. Those are awesome. Those bolts.
Yeah, this is incredible threaded stuff. I'm sure he's got a nut on the bottom of that one too.
Yeah.
And then of course his signature Moroccan blue piece. This is Jeff Walters. These pieces are mine. Sally Alt is in the house as of tonight, so some of her pieces are here. I think she's doing a twig pot demo. This is Jeff Allen from Texas. These are boxes. This is a guy by the name of Ken Bald, who is a local turner. Wow. This is a gentleman by the name of Glenn McCullough. He does the splash bowls. He is a member of my club also. These are the interference paint. I think he uses a balloon to do that with. This is a gentleman by the name of, these are kaleidoscopes by a gentleman by the name of Greg Ellison. So those are some of the stuff he puts in them. This is Lionel Bedard from Ottawa, Canada. And some of his work. I think he's teaching a 3-point bowl class. This is Andy Wolf, who has just come in tonight. So it's just the first time she's been here. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she does. I do not know who this guy is, but these are interesting. And here's some nested bowls. And then these pieces here are from Jim Williams, who is also a Canadian turner. This piece is huge. And he makes hats, so he's doing a hat class. So wood turned hat.
That is fun.
So I think that the class he's doing is a mini hat, but look at that.
Yeah.
And this is a piece from Cheryl, oh, I forget her last name, but Cheryl does the Encosta wax embellishments. So that's it.
Cool.
So thanks for
Matt.
letting me show that. So thanks for letting me show that, guys.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
They're
So
all
it's a great,
beautiful.
yeah, it's a great group of people, and we've already, I mean, you've seen some of the pictures I've been posting. We've been having a lot of fun. That's one of the reasons why I come early, is so we can play around and carve and do all kinds of things. So it's
Right.
it's
Yeah,
a
you
it's
did
a
a
great
good
fun.
job on your. You did a good job on your self-portrait.
Yeah, doesn't look anything like me.
Just a little bit of fun. Nothing
Hey,
wrong
hey,
with
hey,
that.
hey, Matt,
Yes, sir.
can you go back to the head of that dog again?
Yeah, that's like I said, I believe this is Dave Curley, but it's all turned.
Oh my God.
So I think
That's
that,
pretty neat.
Isn't that something? Oh my God.
so it's not small either. So it's pretty cool.
No, yeah, it sounded pretty solid still, actually.
Yeah,
Right.
there's quite a bit of meat left to that piece. So yeah, it's neat.
That's probably one of the best things I've ever seen.
Well, there's a lot of really cool work here today, and like I said, Sally Alt just came in, and so did Andy Wolf, who I haven't even met yet. So I don't know who did these. I don't know who that is. All right, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of really cool work here. That's Cheryl Lewis with the Encosta wax. I remember the last name.
Yeah.
I blame dinner and lack of sleep.
Yeah. Nothing to do with that wine.
The wine was last night.
Nothing
What's
wrong
that,
with
Steve?
that. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, she calls it Encosta wax. I don't know the.
Months ago, but I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, there's the wax process on that piece. It's melted on, and then you add things and more wax and so on, and coloring. It's very interesting. So I watched her do it, the class last year on it. It was neat. So anyway, any questions on any of that?
No, I don't think so.
Great.
I'm sure
Well, thanks.
you'll be bringing something back to the club soon on it.
I'm sure. Well, you guys saw it. Yeah, like I said, you guys saw what I posted yesterday. So there's a lot going on here. So cool.
All right. Well,
thanks
have
a lot.
fun. Enjoy. Y'all be
Yep.
safe.
I will. Thanks very much.
All right. So speaking of safe, let's go to Safety Sue, and then I believe our demonstrator is in the house, so we'll be spanning over to him pretty quick after his quick introduction. Sue, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, guys and gals. This week, since we're still doing basics, we're going to talk about the grinder and how you can really grind skin very fast off your hand. Now, remember, we should be using grinders that are running around 1750 RPMs. Some people do use faster grinders. Cindy Droza admits to using faster grinders, but you don't want to burn your metal away and lose the temper. So the slower moving wheels are better. And we have two main wheels that we use. We use a stone wheel. And again, anytime that you get one of those, make sure you you check it to make sure that it's not going to break or there's no cracks in it. Now there's a trick, and Dan will have to help me on this. There's a trick where you ping it, and if you hear anything, it's cracked. Get rid of that wheel. The other wheels we use are CBNs. CBNs need heavy duty steel. You don't want to use some of the stuff that softer steel. Even the tool that Montgomery Ward sold 50 years ago, which I have a set of, you don't want to use those on there. You need a stone wheel. But when we're talking, we all use the rig, the one-way rig. Well, most of us do. Some of us use a rig that's very similar to it. And when you're turning that back and forth, you've got it set with your 2.5 inch or 1.5 or 2 inch outlining thing, and you've got the handle with the jig in the V grind, and you're grinding that down. Don't go off the edge. One, you're going to hurt your steel, and your knuckles and stuff don't like it. So, like all our stuff that we use, make sure you're wearing safety glasses. Make sure you're having a mask. You don't want that carbon down in your lungs. And be safe out there. If you use a dust collection with it, make sure it's not the same dust collection that you're using for your wood shavings, because you don't want a spark to catch all the dust and stuff on fire. So be careful out there this week. Make sure you have sharp tools. I do have a couple of stones, and I have credit card stones right near me. And I also have a leather strap right there if I need it. So guys, be careful. Watch your hands, watch your face, and just have fun out there. So take care this week.
Just in addition, Sue,
Please add.
when it comes to the stone grinders, make
Yes.
sure that they don't go over the speed that they're made for,
Oh, good idea.
because they will explode.
Yep. Also, with your stone wheels, you should be grinding strictly on the front face of the surface. You should never be going in on the sides of a stone wheel, because you will blow that wheel up. You may get away with it today, tomorrow, next week, the next 20 times you do it, but eventually that wheel is going to pop on you.
And for the ping test that she mentioned,
Oh, yes. Thanks, Scott.
if you have to hang it by a string or something to do that. If it's tightened in your grinder, it's not going to work either way. If you tap it lightly with a hammer, if it pings, it's fine. If it just makes a thud, that means it's got a crack in it. That's how you test it out.
Thanks, Scott. I knew that there was a system to it, but my mind's just not working tonight.
Also on a stone wheel, if it's slowing down, you don't want to flip it back on again, because that jerk can make it stone come apart.
Oh, thanks, Bob.
You're welcome, Sue.
All right.
And you never want to grind aluminum or brass on a stone. It will cake up and build up and explode.
That's a fact.
Another
That is
thing,
a
on
fact.
a CBN wheel, if you put magnets underneath it, it can catch the grindings from the CBN wheel, and those can catch on fire.
Yep.
Oh,
And
wow.
you can't put those out. You just gotta let them burn out.
Right. And on your CBN, you don't want to grind ferocious metals, and you don't want to grind or sharpen carbon steel chisels on your CBN. You can get away with it if you have a product called Slick Stick, and you apply that to your CBN, then grind whatever that carbon utensil is that you're trying to sharpen, and then immediately clean off the CBN. But AO wheels and your other oxide wheels are better suited for your non-high-speed steel sharpening and grinding functions. So reserve your CBN.
Hey, Dane, how do you clean a CBN wheel? I've never heard how.
There's a
This
posting on the Wood Turning Wonders about how he does a video on how to clean
Yes.
one.
Yeah, so
Just
Ken
look at
Rizzo,
that.
woodturnerswonders.com. He's got a great YouTube video on it. The Cliff Notes version is use water and dish detergent and a brass brush or a toothbrush to clean the pores. And it's an arduous task, but can it be done? Absolutely. But if you're not getting it all clogged up with soft metals, you shouldn't have to clean it.
True.
Hey, Dana. Hey, Dane. I think you use PV Blaster.
PV Blaster is also used as well. A non-oil type solution.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
At
use
the AAW,
WD-40.
he told me even something as
Dane?
simple as WD-40, but PV Blaster is better.
Yeah, you don't want to use WD-40 on a CBN wheel. You're asking
Oh,
for
he said
stuff
you could.
attracted to it. Really?
Yep, he said use it. Use a brush, spray it with
Because
the
his video.
WD-40.
Okay, so he's changed his stance on because his video doesn't recommend it.
Hey, Dane.
Right.
Yeah.
Hello.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yes. When you're talking about those wheels grinding, any kind of grinding, you have to allow the wheel to do the grinding before you push too much in there.
Correct.
On each stone wheel
On
or
each.
the
Makes no difference.
yeah, there's no difference. You have to let it do the work, because if you press too hard, that's where you get the burnout.
Correct. Undue friction,
Right.
just like turning.
Hey, Dane.
Yep.
I just thank everybody for chipping in on the safety talks. It makes me smile, and I'm so glad that this group is so much into safety.
Yes.
What did Eddie just show us?
Yeah, well,
That's at Tim Hatch. That's right outside of Tim Hatch's house.
I think that's right here in League City.
Yeah, I popped out there to check on Tim, and that's what I saw. It's, you know, but he said it's a dry heat. It's a dry heat.
Yeah.
So
folks, I'm going to turn it back over to Eddie for some quick housekeeping, but I'm going to go ahead and do the intro for our demonstrator tonight. Coming straight out of the hot, sultry depths of Southern Texas, we have Waukeene, the American Dream. He's going to be doing a cube spectacular type of turning. It could be 3-pointed, it could be 5-pointed, it could be 6. And so without further ado, we're going to go back to Eddie for some quick housekeeping, some rules on our demos, on our etiquette. And after that, we are going to go straight down to the sweltering heat of South Texas. Go ahead, Eddie.
But it's a dry heat. Hey, live and direct to Corpus Christi, Texas. Yes, folks, we've got a great demonstration for you tonight. Waukeene Vinson is going to join us. And this is going to be one that's can be interesting. Pay attention to some of the rules, because he's going to share with you the do's and the don'ts. And he knows the don'ts because he probably did them and has learned don't do that. And he paid attention to the don't do that. Okay. Now, Waukeen's going to do this demonstration. If you have a comment about how he's doing this demonstration, hold on to it. Hold on. Wait. We want to know your comment. But let's let Waukeene do his demonstration, and then we'll open it for comments, questions, and all this other stuff. Because we want to just see just what this guy can come up with. And you'll get the same opportunity, because this is an open opportunity to everybody in the entire world of wood turning to come forth and do something for us if they'd like to do a demonstration. We're having a great get together with these folks. We have a meeting each Wednesday. This is a major social event for me each week. It really is. Personally, I'm undergoing some PTSD problems, and this is something I look forward to help me get over bumps in the road, because I get to sit with what 85, 90 of my friends every Wednesday night. We joke. I mean, just now we had Rebecca's boyfriend on. That was Matt Harber. It's a joke. But and we have other things. We'll talk. Matt is going to be out there. He took his wife to the country the other day. We don't know why, and if he made it back yet. We joke a lot about people, but it's all in fun. And remember, we have a no but guarantee. Whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever you show, there's a no but guarantee. Is we cannot say I like that, but there's no but. It's not permitted. Will never be tolerated. It is your art, your work, from your heart, from your mind, from your hands. And it matters to us to see that you present something and say, this is what I did. And that's why we do gallery each and every night that we have a meeting. So if you'd like to join us, please do so. The club has got only one purchase opportunity right now, and that is to buy a package of stickers. This is the only purchase right now. We have 10 stickers. These are 3-inch diameter stickers. They come 10 in a pack for $5. The information is on the front page of the world's greatest wood turning website. And that's a bragging point, because we do have the world's greatest wood turning website, because we got the world's greatest wood turners all gathered together to see what's happening. For that, we're going to go live and direct to Corpus Christi, Texas. For Waukeene, Vinson, we're going to mute the entire audience right now. The entire membership is going to mute it, and then Waukeen's going to open his mic again now.
Got it taken care of, Eddie. We got you, Waukeene.
Okay, very good.
Go ahead.
Okay, it was about 8 years ago. I was, going surfing through videos and YouTube on wood turning, and I saw this guy turn a cube. And so he had this cube between centers like this turning. And I thought, that's the craziest thing I ever seen. Don't look too safe to me. But I said, if he can do it, I can do it. So I had to try it. And then I checked the other day, there's at least 20 videos out there on turning the cube now. The different guys turn them, so it's really gotten popular. Really, people really got in on them. But this is the first one I turned 8 years ago. It's a piece of ash, and I thought, well, heck, what else can I do? And I said, man, you ought to be able to turn a box. Now this box, a dog knocked off, and I got a corner broke off here. They're inside here, just hadn't glued them together. And the lid is in 2 pieces. That lid is out of another little old cube, the piece that goes on the lid. And I did something not so smart back then, didn't know too much about this stuff. And I overlapped, that's about razor sharp, overlapped it on top. And when it fell off, it broke them off. It looked pretty good at the time. And then the last, I showed a bunch of these on Facebook. I mean, on the Worldwide Wood Turners Facebook. But for those who didn't see it, I've showed this one before. This is a piece of Texas ebony, and it's a top. You can spin that. And then I mainly was practicing for this demo here, and it's a piece of marble wood. And I went to, I think it's a 3x3, and that's just to get it done. I said, well, there got to be something else you can do with it. What else can we do that? Well, heck, let's make a 6-point box. Now this one got dropped too, a little deal on top broke off. And this one's got some embellishing on it on the bottom. And so I haven't turned any more of these 6-pointers. I thought, all right, what else can we do? And I thought, well, what about a vase? So I turned the vase, And this is just a weed base. It's just drilled. It's not hollowed out inside. I think that's a 1-inch bore in this base. And then I decided to do another base, and this one is hollowed out. And, you know, it's just using one end of your cube there. Well, heck, man, what else? You got to be able to do something else different. So decided to do this. Change the tenon on it. And then the last one base I did was this one out of North Fork Island Mine. So I don't say, you know, we're going to turn a 3-point bow, we're going to turn a 3-point box, 6-point box. I said, we're going to turn a cube. What we end up with, and I'm mainly going for the beginner or the novice or somebody who doesn't feel comfortable turning between a cube between center.
You're frozen.
Looks like your video froze up, Waukeene.
All right.
There he is.
There he is. There he is. There he is. Now we're back in the shop with him.
All right, Waukeene, we got you.
Okay. I've got different devices here that you can use. And I first started out with the one-way. And I knocked the center out of that, which I'll do. But that ain't big enough. Anyway, you know, that's no more than a 1/2 inch. So to put that in between cubes, I was only holding the small diameter on this end. And, but everything turned out all right. I didn't lose it or anything. So there's all kinds of pre-centers out there. This is one I'm not real happy with because it's just real sharp, got a sharp edge. So I can put it in between centers here. All right, this is a Nova, and you can trade out all kinds of different attachments for it, but I don't like the sharp edge on this particular project. And so the one I really like is when you remove the center, you see that taper in there, but it fits, you know, the corner of that cube better than that other one. So this is my favorite one for doing this. And so one thing you want to do is make sure that you get your corners lined up.
You'll want to adjust your camera down a little bit when you're ready there, okay, Waukeene, so we can see. Much better.
All right.
Perfect.
You know, this doing a demo like this and looking at a camera, it's not the same as having an audience at all.
Correct.
No, I mean, my smiling face is normally there. I mean, hey, how,
so I don't know whether you can see it, but over here I've got a corner of my tool rest right here at this point. And so I want to make sure that all of them are the same distance and in line. I'm off just a hair on this one. So I'm just going to pop it over a little bit, tighten this up. I'm happy with that. So you see, I'm going to use these 3 points here. Do you need this more on top, or is that a good angle?
If you can do it on top, that would be better, because then we could see the tool cutting and the tool rest side. I mean, we can still see the shadow line when you start cutting, but it would be better over top if you have the means to do it that way. And without the tripod being in your way.
What do you see there?
So it looks pretty good. If you could tell, perfect. That'll work. That'll work.
Because I got another device I can put it in. It's just further away.
No, that's fine.
Are
Let's
you
go with
sure?
that. Yes,
How's the light? The
Lighting looks
the
good.
tripod's kind of blocking out the light. Okay.
lighting looks good.
Now for the beginner, okay, for the beginner or somebody who's a novice afraid of this, what I have them do, oh wait, I got to tell you about this. Sorry. These are called rubber chuckies. And they got a point on them. Let me get another one. They got this indention in them, the side, like the corner, and it's got the drive. And this, you screw this on your one-way free center out there. And so, but the only problem is, I broke a few of them. He says, I'm turning to aggressive, got to be light cuts. And I even had one break in a class I taught in Fort Worth. And so I don't use them because most people don't have them. They're handy production turning if you're just making bows. I don't like them for doing boxes though. These little rings that you put in on these end up being like a point, having a center point. And it's a reference when you go to make boxes and where you have to turn around and do different things. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to put tenon on here and move it to a chuck immediately as soon as I can. But I'm not afraid to do all this work out here between centers. I don't have a problem with it. This is for the new guy, the guy that doesn't feel confident in doing it this way. All right.
Makes sense.
Okay. I've been turning around 1,600 to 2,000. I am going to take off right here, just a little bit, heading toward the point here where I'm going to put this tenon. So how is that?
Looks great.
Wish I had another device where I could see what's going on.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. It's like any other day in the shop, Waukeene.
All right. Does this hurt us any?
No.
Okay. I don't need it yet, but I will. This 1/2 inch Thompson B gouge. I don't like that. I want to come more this way. Then we'll move it. Huh? Let's look at it, see where we're at. Took that off there. Okay. That tenon should be about 1.5 inches from the end. I like to use a band to put my tenons on. That tool rest is a little bit high. This is an 1.25" thread chuck, so I need to put my adapter on there.
Good catch.
All right. So I'm not worried about this with these spigot jaws. I'm going to put them in there. And they're not, you know, it looks like that might be. That one is bottom and out. I'm going to put it on the sander real quick. I just went over and sanded that point off. And now, what I do is make this one too long. What's going on here? 1.125". Yep, it's too long. I've done only in a demo, right? Probably
Better to be too
much.
long.
Huh?
Better to be too long. Better to be too long than too short, though, Waukeene. You're all good.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't. I've never had that happen before. It's always just right. Okay, so I got that in there. I'm going to put a little snug up in on there, and but I mean, you see the point I'm trying to make. If you're afraid to turn between centers, put your tenon on there. You got it held. You don't have to worry about it.
Good alternative.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to start taking it off down here. To here first before I start hollowing it. Decide what diameter we want on that foot. I'm going to continue with this. Just like using your tailstock on this as well as you would anything else, so you don't need it anymore. Can y'all see the tool wrist
Yes.
and everything over here?
Yes, you're fine.
I can't see what's happening. I know a lot of people like their concave. I like mine convex. I don't know. Started out with that style, and I keep it. I saw those tool marks there. I was riding that bevel too hard on the back side. What do we got? Okay, we still like a little more. I have no idea what this wood is. I could have got a more friendlier wood, I think, but it'll have to survive. I think I'm a hair high on this. Oh, let's see, I forgot about the road. Here. Get this in, or can we use it? Yeah. Now what do we got? I'm going to take my badan and take a little wood out there so I can stay away from the jaws. That's too fat. What happened? You okay?
All good.
Okay. Let's check on what we got. Oh, look at this. It's flaring out. I may have turned it up a little faster. Points are still on there. Nothing's broken off. We'll go to the 3/8. Well, we got some core grain there. We got a little tool mark here. I wonder if I can make a slow, smooth cut on that. Otherwise, I got a negative right scraper to straighten it out. Come on, baby. Get a bite. Let's go. I should have got a piece of mesquite. Okay, we got some tool marks on here. I bought this tool from Rudy Lopez 6-7 years ago. It's a negative rake scraper, 35 degrees on each side here. And it'll do a pretty good job. I don't know. I'm worried about this wood here. We'll see what it's going to do, okay? We can fit that curve in there pretty good and take some of that out without sanding it, I believe. I have on the others anyway. Yeah, I got some end grain there, but got one little spot up there, and I bet I can get it out with this. Yeah, that's sandable there. Okay.
Looking good.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and take that off right there. I'm not going to worry about sanding too much. You guys know how to sand, right? So
most of us do.
Got this here. And I think I can fix that on the end of it. Okay. Any questions?
Okay. No, all good. We'll do the question recap after the demo. That way things don't get long-winded and break up your rhythm.
Fantastic. All right, I'm going to do the hollowing.
Waukeene, can you reposition your camera on that side so we can see the hollowing end of it?
Yeah, you just tell me what you need. I don't see nothing. Can't even look in the camera.
And tilt it up a little bit. Just tilt it up a hair.
Okay, what do you? Is that a good view?
Well, looks like the video froze.
Dadgummit. Yeah. Tell me
There
when
we
I'm
go.
good.
That's good.
Okay. All right. I prefer to use my 3/8 bow gouge on this hollowing as well. I'm come up here and I'm going to just start nibbling down. Let me do something real quick. It's so funny. I've turned 3 of these today and haven't had that problem. It's all in the wood.
Yeah, you never fails, you know.
Okay, let's see. All right. I'm gonna, and you'll see I'm going to leave a broomstick, I call it, in here till I get ready to remove this. This will get in my way when I start doing this edge right here. Yeah, if you wanted to, you could wax this off, but that's no fun. Oh, look at this. What's going on here? There we go. Yeah, the tool rest to get in your way where you can't make this curve the same all the way around. I'm not the tool rest, the tailstock. But I leave this in as long as I can, just for support, just for safety. When we feel comfortable with it, we'll cut it out. I need to put an edge on this. You can feel the dullness. That tool rest is too high again. Okay, not bad. A couple more passes in here, and I'm gonna take that off. Get rid of the tailstock. All righty. Yeah, I made that mate too. I'm going to use it on the bottom. Let's see, I got to move the camera to get this tail stuck off. Okay, Dane. We're still good. That's in the way.
Oh, there we go. Yep, that'll work.
Okay. I'm going to go for my final cut here. If you break these off, don't ever make them round. There's ways to get around if you break your points off. One time I broke a corner off and I rounded them off. I never did show the thing. I don't even know where it is, but there's ways to get around that. All right, here we go. Now on this cut, for getting this thickness, I'm going to ride my bevel. Well, I need to get the tool rest out a little bit more to do that. Come out about there. But when I'm going to drag this out to where it's not touching anymore, move hopefully a 1/16 of an inch and go in here and take it out inside. Right on the bevel. That's not working good for me. I need a dark piece. What did I do with it? I can't see the shadow. So I need a dark piece of wood underneath there to see that shadow better because the wood's so light. Much better, much better. Okay, I'm going to be eyeballing the outside of this thing and making the bevel follow the outside of the form to get my thickness. What do we got? Gosh, that's not a bad cut. And it's even pretty much. This one's a little bit thicker for whatever reason. Okay. So, being this is a demonstration, I'll keep that thickness instead of trying to get her down like. This is what I did earlier. Got it down to about, it's probably a heavy 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Don't need that anymore. We're going to quit there.
Looking good.
So I'm going to use my mate 2 that I made on the inside of this. It ended up being a real good bottom cutter. Gonna run up to 1600 again. Get that off there. I'm extending over a little bit more than I'm comfortable with, so I don't get the habit. Well, how's our thickness going down to the bottom?
I think your video froze up, Joaquin.
Good. Huh?
I think
Sir?
your video just froze up.
Oh my God.
There we go. We got you back now.
I guess I'm gonna have to get one of them extenders, I guess. I'm gonna do this. Okay. All right, let's try. Okay, let me see. Am I happy with that? Thickness, not bad. I'm going to, right now, before I go any deeper, I'm going to take that fantastic little negative rate scraper. I'm going to smooth all that up. A whole lot better than sanding.
Yeah, we just lost you. He'll be back on once he realizes, folks. There he is. All right, Joaquin, we got you now. You're muted, though. Joaquin, you're muted.
What about now?
There. Now we got you.
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, no, it's okay. You know, it happens. Somebody's just hogging somebody's watching Netflix on your bandwidth.
Okay, I'm going to smooth that out with this negative rake. And, you know, they say you need a burr to do all the cutting. With this here, I haven't had a problem. So I'm just going to take the tool marks out. Not going to worry about them. There was a hump right there. Wonder if I got it out. There's
Looks like it's gone.
High spot right there. Let me smooth that out. Okay. That's sandable now. All right, now I'm going to use that Mate 2. Show y'all what it. Have you got a good shot where you can see what it's doing? Is it washed out for you?
No, it looks fine.
Okay. So this is a 5/8 inch bar, steel bar, with the Jimmy's 8mm cup carbide on there, and I was just amazed what it'll do down here and how smooth it cuts. Tool rest needs to come down here. I like it. Well, I guess I better check the depth, see what we're doing on the depth here. I got a 1/2 inch I can go get. I would normally use a bottom feeder, a bottom gouge, but since I got this, I like it. See where we're at. 2 3/4. You still got a 1/4 inch. Let's see. All right. How's that thickness? Not bad. See how we're doing down there. Got a high spot there. That's okay. I'm going to be able to take that out. I like that. That's good. Now I'm going to use another negative rake scraper to get that bottom. Not the same one, but it's this one here. And what I got is 70 on bottom, 25 on top. And I think it does a fantastic job. It does some cutting as well. I'm going to smooth that bottom out down there with it. Now, the only problem I've got there is that the bottom that I've got cut in there does not fit the shape of this scraper. So I can live with that. Sanding will take care of that. How we doing on time?
You're doing perfect.
Okay. Well, it's 8 o'clock nearly. I've got a box halfway done. I was thinking about going from this to that box. But I wanted, the novice people to see this and not be afraid of it. I'm going to take this off here. There's several ways to take this bottom off, which I know a bunch of you guys out there have done this. Now you could either part this off and sand the bottom. I use a Jacob chuck with a mandrel in it most of the time to do the bottom. What are we doing any good? Okay,
there we go.
But on my classes, I developed a procedure of turning it around, do some reverse turning on it. And I just showed that. Should part it off, right? Or you could do a regular reverse turn. Taking it out. See, this one's good night. I can't believe you did that. When I sanded that off, I got rid of my little ring there to put it in the tailstock again.
Oh, yeah.
But that's all right. But I got several of these made up for classes. You can put it in here, put the tailstock up against there with a point, or the other deal, and take it off. Okay. All right. I got this box started. This was the other piece out there and it's parted off, so this is going to be the lid. Already been drilled, just put in there. So what we need to do is to get people interested.
Yeah, looks like your video froze again.
Oh my God.
I think we got you back now.
Are we on?
Yep. Just put your chuck on.
Sorry.
Oh, we did have you. Now you froze again. There we go. Now you're moving.
And okay, so this is the top of that box. I'm going to do two things to it. I have, well, since I can't show it. Okay, this has got a tenon on this end, also a tenon on this end here for a 1-inch thing to the top. That's the first thing I'll do. only if I came tonight, so I gotta get down to camp anyway. Yeah. Now I need to make it where it'll fit inside. Get those, I think those are 1 3/4 inches. You better measure it. Okay, that is almost there. I didn't want to take hardly anything out there yet. Just make it ring. Black a little bit. Here still. How about that? Mr. Whisker. I got to fit that and this. This is the hard part. I watch Cindy do this. She is just so meticulous. She does a great job at this, making boxes. I'm gonna need this here for a jam chuck. I don't want not it really. Both of them need a push screw on. see. And then mark out with a pencil to make sure I'm at that. No. Oh, come on, baby. Okay. I like that. So I'm at the point I'm going to take this out and use the box as a jam truck on this.
Okay. And you know what? Just leave your tripod there. Seems like you got better connectivity issue right there. So.
Okay. To open this up, jam it up on there. Alrighty. We need to attach that back. Here we go. And here's the lid. I'm leaving this on just in case. This 1 inch to finish the top. That top is a little tall. Should only be knuckle high for this smaller load. And we'll see what happens. So this, you know, this is the one I used here. This should be lined up if everything's right. To where, you know, just like you had a center on a piece, you're gonna put it back in the center. This should line up with this tailstock center and act as a camshaft. All right, I don't really know. We get the 3/8 back down again, and we'll get over here. See what we can do to this. Okay, just need to shape a lid and a pinion, and it'll be done. Easier said than done.
Yeah. You got it all the way.
Hey, buddy, who you doing? You can't come in here. Go on. Now, we want that. Hopefully we can get that lid at the same curvature at the top of the box there.
Board.
Without me getting in these wings. That. I'm gonna lower that cut uphill. I mean, what do you think? Are we getting the same contour there? Looks pretty close. There's more over here. I think maybe I'll use a spin. Angles too much, it's going to hit the wings. Over this further. That didn't sound good, too. I'll show you something that I normally, well, I'll show you at the very end. Then I use another little cube. I make a two-part lid where this is a little bitty cube and do that to it and drill a 1/4 inch hole and glue it to it. This is, what does this one look like? I think it's too tall, huh? What do y'all think? Dang.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
Do you?
Let's go with it.
Okay. Now, there's something else you can use too. Just for time-wise, I am going to do it. We're going to do this. But your old manual saver for turning pins, this is usually where I use it. And you see, I knew that this was going to happen. You see, I already got my marks there for this because I put them on there because I knew I was going to go back and use this for finishing up. I got to get that longer. Yeah, that's way out of proportion. But I'm going to see what I'm going to do is show you what I do to this end. So I'm going to leave it long. No big deal. I can change it later. You know, I want it to match this.
Right.
I'm going to show how I do that. Well, it's in my pocket. No wonder I can't find it.
Yeah. Put it there so you don't lose it.
Yeah. I'm going to do something on here. Let's go ahead and part it off. Of course, I'm a little dimple on the end there, so I'm going to angle it up a little bit. I'm going to plate off. Of course, I would finish it before I did this. And I'll take and put a Jacob stuck in my lathe with a sanding arbor, and I'll sand that bottom off like that. That's something I used to do all the time when I was production turning. Quickest and easiest way. All right, now we want to finish up this lid. That thing locked again. That's only 1 inch chuck I have with the 1 inch. Everything else is 1 1/4 with the Nova. Okay. I don't think I have room for this at this time. I said this is why I put the 1 inch tenon. So I can go back and finish the pipe. And that would have been nice if I'd have calculated, moved it on up where this wasn't so long, but I wasn't thinking that far ahead. Let's see, I wonder how to send it. Not good. All right, I wonder if I can do this. I'll do it there. I think I got enough bite there. Now I'll go ahead. For part it all. Won't do. I'm going to try to dish this out like I would, like I did on that top. And let's try to. Vertical, 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 Waukeene. Not quite. The tailstock's in the way. Okay, maybe it'll hold together and not break off if I will take it easy. Let's see, where is my Thompson? I think I want to do it. Now wobbly, ain't it?
Got a little bit to it. Light cuts.
When I took the mandrel saver off, And it's broke off on here. See what we can do with it. Hey, there you go.
Aye.
Anyway, that's what I would do. And then I would pull this out and part it off. And so got too meaty with it. So that's how I do it. I mean,
outstanding.
I know there's a lot of people that do it, and there's a dozen different ways to do it. And it's whatever fits you, whatever you feel safe. If you don't feel safe doing this, don't do it, But anyway, that's it.
You did a great job there, Waukeene. Thanks for powering through things there. You did a good job.
Yeah, I think it was a great job, Waukeene. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So if
demo,
anybody's got
Waukeene.
anybody's got any questions,
It
now's the
was
time
real
to ask.
good. It was real good, super good, really.
Are there any
Waukeene-
questions, anything about what I've done and why?
Waukeene, I just want to say something. I was watching one of the AAW recorded sessions from the symposium, and the guy cut right through a piece he was demonstrating on. So that happens to all of us.
Yes. And I don't know, it's just, like I say, I would rather react with the audience than just, not be able to see people, talk to people, and then pick back and me pick it down. And, but anyway, I'm honored to be able to do this for you guys.
Well, we're glad to have you, Waukeene. It's first
It is
of
a lot.
many.
It is a lot different doing it in front of a camera than it is in front of people.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
It's
have a
very
quick
different.
question, Waukeene. Is that 8mm scraper bit mounted horizontally on a tool, or is it at an angle?
Sorry?
The 8mm tool, the little round scraper you had, is it mounted horizontally on the tool? On the tool, or is it mounted at an angle?
Where's my camera?
I can't see it.
It's on a 2.5-degree angle on the end. So that's
it
the
is
way
at an
Jimmy
angle.
made them, and said he tried it. He said he tried it every angle there is, and that worked the best. And yes, the carbide is on a little angle. You can see I tried to follow that with the angle of the carbide. But I am really
got you.
impressed with this baby.
I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other questions, folks?
Somebody put in there that they would like to see what the extender looks like.
Not sure what is.
That's
what
getting a
the
little
extender
personal.
is.
You're too bad, Bob.
But I think discussion about the extender was about a Wi-Fi extender.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Glad you clarified that.
Well, that's the version I'm going to go with. All right.
Yes. Yes, we have to keep this clean.
Well, that was totally clean. We used denatured alcohol first.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's right.
I was talking about a Wi-Fi extender. I don't know what y'all were talking about.
Yeah,
I don't
right?
either,
Me and
Bob.
Bob were on the same page. Yeah, definitely.
I'm just saying, for the record, that wasn't me that brought it up this time.
Right? You're
This time.
the good
Must have been
little
Doug
Johnny
Rowe.
this time. Yeah.
This
Good little
time.
Johnny there.
Doug Rowe was innocent today.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's go to Gary in Oklahoma. He's got something he would like to share with us, a continuation of what we were discussing last week about tool holders. And so he's got a little collaboration going on between him and Bob Moffett, aka Birdhouse Bob.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead, Gary. How are you?
Thank you. Since I moved from, moved houses, my environment for turning has changed, and where I had my tools before really doesn't work now. So my requirements were / are that I want them in a holder that's mobile and that will fit underneath some shelving when I'm not working on them. So we started last week by a little bit of a discussion on different ones. And I got some pictures from Bob Moffett, and he sent me some pictures. This is a picture of his on what I'll call the front. You can see that, okay, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. That, if we call that the front, if we move to the right-hand side, he's got some holders with tools in them. The backside he has for other bits and pieces. It looks like sandpaper plus other things. And then the other side, some more holders and all of that. Well, he was using a 3-drawer file cabinet, and I found a 2-drawer that was going to be going to garage sale, unused. It's a pretty flimsy one. So I got some 2-inch swivel casters that do lock so that it will lock into place whenever I'm using it or it's back out of the way. Built a base, mounted the casters, and I've cut a backing for it. And I've got a question that I would like to throw out to some people, because one of the things that I would like to be able to do is to have my primary tools that I intend to use on a project at elbow or normal height where I do not have to bend over. And instead of using tubes, I'm wondering about a slanted side. So this back is the final height where this will slide underneath my cabinets. But I would like to then angle, that's my thoughts right now, the sides. This angle is a 5-degree angle. This angle is a 10-degree angle. I'd like to see if I can get some input from anybody else that's using racks that they lay their tools on to where they don't really fall off. Now, when I do move this around, I can put a strap across them to secure them in place when they're not being used. But is there any comments of people for how much of an angle should we have? And I am trying to get back out of.
Yeah, so you got that same test photo that you kept pulling up earlier, at the beginning of the meeting when we were testing this out.
Okay, well, let's see here. How do
we didn't see what you were trying to.
Darn, I hope.
So undo your share screen and then bring up your file.
I'm trying to get back to a full size screen.
Undo your share screen.
I don't even have it.
Oh, you're sharing your screen because that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, and is there a keyboard command to unshare? Because I'm stuck with a little dinky thing in the corner.
We can stop the sharing. There we go. We can stop your sharing. Okay, there.
Okay.
Now.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, let me try that again then with. Oh, wait a minute.
Bring up the presentation like you did
I've got to
before.
bring that presentation up again.
Yes, and then do the share.
That got closed out. Okay. Darn. Okay, so could you see this one before at all?
Yep. Yeah.
you were able to see this before. Okay, and you saw what Bob has, and then mine. And I'm trying to figure out, I have not cut this. So I drew a 5-degree angle and a 10-degree angle for the sides for me to be able to lay my tools on. So my question was for people, how much of an angle do I have to have there to
I do at least
tools lay there properly?
I do at least 10 or 15 degrees.
So Scott Hampton, Scott Hampton's is similar to that one of his racks. Maybe he could answer it. Scott, you still there? Nope, he's not there.
Okay. Well, I was thinking that, you know, maybe even doing just one side angled and the other side flat, because I do have a couple of tools that are pretty long. And so if I had just, because I have not cut the sides yet, because that would be based upon the angles here. It'd be straight up the sides. Well, here I'm thinking, talking about the picture, and the sides, and maybe keeping one angled and one flat with the tubes on the other side. So, you know,
Gary, I have a friend of mine that he has a shelf that just has, like, he used a Forstner bit, drilled a hole in the bottom, just a recess, and then used a top shelf where he just drilled the holes and then cut them in half. So it's a half circle. And he rests probably about 10 degrees, and the butt end of the tool rests in the bottom shelf, and the blade rests in the top part.
The bottom part, I can have the tubes, and then I will have a lip that will come out. Either use Forstner bit or a router to put the cups in. And I could use dowels, or like what you said too, you take a board, you cut the large holes, split it down the middle.
That's what he did, and that works real well.
Yeah.
I could take a picture of that and send that to you.
Well, yeah, I've got the idea. My main question is what kind of an angle are people using here? A 5-degree versus a 10-degree.
I think he had about 10 degrees probably.
Okay. Because
I'd rather have a little more angle than not quite enough angle, because it'd be less likely to fall.
And that would be a safety type feature or a thing like that. So if I kept one side straight and used the tubes on my bigger, longer tools, and then the normal length tools, being able to keep them on this side with more on each side. So that's what I'm thinking about. And this is just strapped together with a picture frame clamp, holding everything together right at the moment.
Gary?
Yes.
What about using a magnetic strip across the back? Just to give yourself some security so they wouldn't fall out.
And also, instead of using a strip, I've also got those really strong earth magnets that are an inch diameter. I could possibly even drill those in up there.
I think you'd get better grip. I hang tools from my wall on a magnetic strip.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think they have a little more strength than a rare earth magnet when it comes to movement. You know, if you're going to roll that around, I think you'll have a little better luck.
I'm thinking if I do that, if I move it, all I'd have to do is put a bungee cord from the front to the back up at the top here. And that would secure them in place also while they're being moved.
I think if you used a solid magnetic strip, you wouldn't even have to use the bungee cord.
I'll have to work on that one.
It's just a thought.
Yeah.
And I think a 10-degree angle looks pretty good. That's what I put my hand planes on the wall, is a 10-degree angle, and they stand up with they hook in a lip on the bottom.
Right.
and they hook on a lip on the top, but they sit at a 10-degree angle.
Well, see, Bob has 3 shelves in here, and I have gotten the drawer slides already for as many shelves as I can fit in here, which is probably going to be 1 at the bottom and at least 1 in the middle, if not 1 in the upper also. And putting 10-degree angles, if I did both sides, I'd be losing a fair amount up here. So I may just do the 10-degree on one side, straight on the other. And as Bob mentioned in his conversation with me, I think one of the shelves, he had some of the things like his live centers and some of that type thing. And another one had his chucks, and then another one would be for something else. So that's the stuff that's in my thought process now. And I'm hoping that by us discussing this, other people, especially newer people that are needing to make some kind of a holder, that this will be something that they can consider or, think about and hash it and thrash it and come up with their own good ideas.
Hey, this is Dean.
Gary, one of the things I did in my cabinet, you saw the shelves in there. Well,
Yes,
they pull out. So they're on runners, so they pull out so I can get to stuff easy.
Yeah, the
Stuff in the back
slides.
of shelf I can't get to.
Yeah, the slides I have are full extension. So
Right, that's what I put in the cabinet part of mine.
yes, yeah. So I can pull the whole, or I will be able to pull that whole shelf all the way out.
Yeah, that doesn't show up in my picture, but and I just drilled a hole in the front for a finger hole to get a hold of them to pull them out.
Yeah. So those are my thoughts, and I don't know how much farther I'll be along next week, but maybe in the next week or two, I'll have another progress report to show, and maybe other people can throw their 2 cents in also.
It'll be an adventure.
Yeah, Gary?
Yes, sir.
Couple of thoughts. You mentioned your chucks. Well, chucks are heavy and they're going to make the base more stable when you roll it around.
That is one of the ideas why I like this, really, because
the other big concern I have is when tools stick up in the air and with sharp, if you were to trip or fall in your shop or something, make sure that the pointed end of the tool isn't going to hurt you or anything.
The stand needs to be in a position where it's out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still would like it to where maybe 1 step or 2 steps maximum reach out to grab and bring it back again to continue the work.
But if there was a little ledge or something over the pointed part of your tools, just so that if you were to fall or accidentally bump into it or something, you're not going to stab yourself.
Hey, Dane, can you highlight me? I want to share something. I think this may help him.
All right, Dean, let's see. I got you.
Good deal. Let me, let's see if I can switch this around. Okay. This is what I have beside my lathe. I'll back up just a little bit. And this place is all get out because I hadn't been out here in a while. But you'll notice there's a bar up here and there's a bar down here. Same board, Forstner bit drilled this hole and then I cut it in half. So when you drop the tools in, you get it right there, you turn it loose. This down here is on a 45. The tool has no choice when you drop it but to fall back against this because the bottom's sliding out.
That's a good design there, Dean.
I don't know if you got,
I like that. That's cool.
I don't know if you see that or not. Got a whole wall of tools.
I'm not getting Dean's as format.
And you look with this, the bottom has the 45 on it, and then there's a top to it. So there's, I mean, yeah, you can get stupid and stick your hand in here,
Right.
but you're not going to fall on it.
Right.
And this one's just a box that I've got in the middle, you know, on a light stand. Remember, I was a photographer for 30 years, so I've got some heavy duty light stands that sets on. And then that one's mounted to the wall. Like I said, apologize for all the junk out here. Being a while since I've done much turning.
Hey, you need to get some more tools. You're running short there.
I do, and I was thinking about going ahead and going to SWAT for sure this year, so that maybe I could pick up a few more.
Right? Yeah, there's nothing.
I
wrong
like
with
whenever
that.
Dean shows his tools because then it makes me feel like I'm justified to go buy more.
Hey, if you don't have more than I do, you don't have enough. You need to
There
tell
you
your
go.
wife you've got to go buy some.
Turning tools are like
Dino,
guns.
watched your,
I have more than I need and less than I want.
Dean, I watched your demo on or YouTube on finials, and that was a
Yeah.
great YouTube. I really liked that. That's some good ideas on that.
Well,
other people ought to watch that.
Thank you. It was, I'll tell you what, it's been since September since I've really been able to do anything on YouTube. And, oh, well, here I am in the office and it's going to echo on me.
You'll be back soon.
Let's see here. Maybe
a little bit of echo.
Yeah,
So
Dean,
Gary, did that help answer some of your questions? Give you some
Dean-
more
Dean-
confusion?
Yeah, Dean had some good ideas there on the upper, the middle, and then the 45-degree on the lower. So
By doing it that way, Gary, you can have your tools vertical. You wouldn't have tapered drawers then. Your drawers would all be the same size. You stand your tools up straight up and down because you put the 45 at the tail end.
Next week with us.
Yeah, and you just adjust those two boards. So one of them, you know, just a few inches above that 45 at the bottom. And then the top one, it just depends on how long your tools are.
Right. The problem is, though, on some projects, you're going to be using all kinds of sizes.
That's why you make it on wheels so you can spin it around.
Yep, have one side for your short tools and one side for your long tools.
Yes.
And overbuild it.
Yeah, I built mine on an old office chair, so mine swivels, and then I put mine in rows. So all my scrapers are in a row, my bowl gouges are in a row, skews are in a row, just so it's easier to reach for them.
This one here, I am intending on this particular one to use all screws and no glue until I start using it. And then I don't like this side. So I just unscrew it, throw it away, put a new one on.
There you go.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with
planning
that.
ahead there.
So I'm going to make it modifiable very easily.
Yep.
Well, you may have a good idea there because I don't think there's ever been the perfect tool stand or tool rack. There's some that are better than others, but I don't think any of them are perfect.
Right.
I've changed mine so many.
Each one works different for different individuals too.
Yeah, different perspectives. So. Outstanding. Good ideas there, folks. All right, we got one more gallery item. Let's go to Ray Davis. He's been waiting patiently. Ray, you still there?
I'm here.
All right. Keep
All
talking.
right. I'm sorry I haven't had much on here lately. I got a new laser and that's been taking all my time. But I did get one out this week and I really like it. It's
Cedar?
Like all the different colors in that. That's pretty.
Yeah, that's cedar. It's a cedar.
Eastern red cedar. It's beauty. Very nice.
Nice
So I think
finish.
we'll get that out this week, and
I love that, man. That's beautiful.
A pretty finish on that too.
okay, I tried some different finish on that, and this is the Krylon triple thick. And
okay.
I did a rub finish on it, and I just didn't like it. So I went with this Krylon to try it, and 2 coats of that's about equivalent to 6 coats of lacquer. So it really went on nice.
Yeah, it looks good, Ray.
Thank you.
It's kind of odd seeing something like that from you too, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's a little different from me, isn't it?
Yes, it is. There's only one segment in it.
Well, I had to think about it for quite a while before I could figure out how to turn something like this.
Well, that's like if you eat a cake and you don't cut it, then you've only eaten one slice.
Yeah.
You eat the whole cake.
But I really like
nice
the
job, Ray.
white and the red in it, and that really come out nice, I think. But
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Great job.
all right, well, I'll try not to wait another month or so before I have something.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna hold you to it.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Ray. All right, Eddie, we're back to you. We're all through gallery.
Wow. We had some.
Top of the hour.
Yeah, it's almost top of the hour, folks. Now, we're here normally each week from about 5:30 p.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. That's the official block, and that's Central Time. But there's no such thing as an official time. This will continue on. Don't go away. Don't go away, because some amazing things come up after this, because it's like a free-for-all. You can do it. Now, the same rules apply. You have to be kind. You have to be civil. There's no vulgarity. And then no but guarantees is still in there. But we want to see what you're turning, what you came up with, the gizmos and gadgets you came around with, and the things that you've developed in your shop to make your turning easier, better, and fuller. And tonight we watched Waukeene turn a project out of a cube, and he showed you a couple of ways to do it, and the ways he would hold it, and the ways he would turn it. And he had a couple of cautions. If you don't feel safe doing it, don't do that. Stay away from it. No. Or if you see something to say, oh, instead of that, what I would have done was such and such. Or, instead of holding it between those 2 points, I'm looking at it thinking he showed those rubber chucky things. I've got my own version of that are made out of wood. And one is tapped 3/4 10, fits on my one-way revolving center, and the other's tapped to a 33, and it fits on my regular tailstock, my headstock. And it is I can make cups and depressions in them, and I can cut that angle to match the block so I don't get the burn marks and such. I use it for turning spears, balls, holding things, and I got a whole bucket full of them down under the lathe. And I save them all the time, because when I got to put something back on center that got a little crooked, and you want to kind of, like Waukeene did, hit it with a hammer and get it straight. These are the little gizmos we're showing you to help you get through that. So if you got those ideas in your gizmos, please feel free to bring them forward. Just now we're helping design a shop and some tool racks. And somebody said, you never have enough tools. No, you never have the right tools. You might have enough, but you'll never have all the right tools. And tonight, I saw pop in and pop out. I didn't want to interrupt the demonstration. I see where one of my old buddies, Dave, who sells the sandpaper, popped in just for a few minutes to see what we were up to. Another regular from SWAT, and people are all getting together and talking about it, what's going on, who's going where. Dean said he's thinking about, packing up some money and heading over. Dean's from Texas. He can go to SWAT. Dean, we'll get you a front row seat at the table.
Hey, the only thing about SWAT is it's not very expensive to go. It can get expensive to leave.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And thank goodness they will let you out with IOUs.
Hey, Eddie, we got one final gallery item.
Hey, who's that?
Kelly, go ahead.
It's not Kelly again.
Yeah, it's me. It is me. So I got a bowl that I made from box elder. And
nice.
Oh, wow. Look at that. That's
great job, Kelly.
Yeah, nice.
Smooth, shiny, kind of.
Got any red in there?
It's got a little copper in it right there too.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, now you got it.
Right through. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, cool. Good job, Kelly. It looks like we got one more gallery item. Go to Birdhouse Bob.
Uh-oh, this is not good.
Of course it's good.
I know. I didn't say that out loud, did I? I said that out loud?
Yeah, you said that out loud. I'm hurt. The piece I did, I tried painting one little bowl. And tried painting some flowers on it.
I love it.
And textured it and then painted it. And then this was a piece I did this week. I won a piece of wood at a meeting that I went to, and I thought, well, what am I going to do with it? And I saw it and I said, I'm going to do something different with that. So I did this piece here. I don't know if you can see it.
I like.
Let's see if that lights. There we go. It's this is Bradford pear, and then this is spalted walnut and ebony fennel on it.
Beautiful.
And it's textured on the bottom here.
Nice
I had to
texture.
put some texture somewhere. But I was real pleased with that piece. So.
Oh, you should be. It's gorgeous.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Looking piece.
Thank you.
Way to save the park.
I did.
Sure did. It worked. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good to seeing you again.
Good. Well, good to be seen. Good to see y'all.
All right.
Good to be in and
All right,
about.
without further.
Yeah.
All right, Eddie, we're back to you for closing ceremonies here.
All right, don't go away, because it continues on. I record it, I go back and watch it, listen to it. It's all on our website, the world's greatest wood turning website. That is bragging. That it really is, because we do have the world's finest webmaster, and he puts all this information out there. And I get calls daily from folks who say, the other day they were talking about such and such. It's on the website. Have no fear, it's on the website. David breaks it out. Little segments, puts it on there, all the ideas, all the tips, all the tricks. If you belong to a club and you're not listed with us as being a member of such and such a club, put it on there. Let them know. Send them a text. Tell them you're in there. If you have something to share with folks, you can put it in our chat. If you got an IRD coming up or an event coming up, put it in our chat. We have an event calendar. We have a barter page. That's right. You want to light a fire? Get it started about the barter page. This is it. You can buy, sell, trade, anything you've got dealing with wood turning. It's all available right here on Worldwide Wood Turners. It's a challenge. I'm going to give a challenge to you. Where else can you get everything you can get from Worldwide Wood Turners absolutely free and with no commitment? I can't find it. If you can find it, let us know. It is you. This is no organization. This is no club, no contact, no bucket of money, no membership, nothing but a bunch of wood turners sitting on a tailgate talking about wood turning. We invite you back each and every Wednesday night. And until I see you next time, in the words of Sue, be safe. In the words of Donald. All right. Well, wait. Before we do that, Donald said save the chat. Now your question.
Has anybody heard any more about Billy Burt?
Oh, he went home. They threw him out the hospital. Did you hear about that? They put him out.
I didn't know
They
he was
got
in
him
the
and they put him
hospital. What's
out.
going on?
He wouldn't behave himself. He had a strep throat and all this, and he was home, and he was aggravating the hell out of Norma. So she put his butt in the hospital. They threw him out. They sent him home. Yeah, and so he's home and he's recovering at home. But get it, he's at home with Norma. I mean, he'll be all right. He'll make it through.
But will she make it through?
That's the problem. That's the problem. But Billy will be with us, and we'll see him again next week. We joked a lot about Billy. We got a lot of regulars. We have a lot of folks that come and go. We've had a lot of folks trouble this 4 years ago. This is meeting number 194. And I mean, people we joke about. I mean, Doug Rowe took his wife to the mountains for a week or so. Doug, what was on your mind? I mean, what were you up to? You got a new shop, you got a lathe, you Professor Rowe, all this. So, and we get on, and Birdhouse Bob was out, checking on things. So we have these are all our friends. You are too. Don't feel like you're an outsider. Jump on. Hey,
Camp,
yeah. Yes, ma'am.
What happened to Doug? And I forgot his last name. The one that got us all into the laser stuff. He had some skin cancers that they were taking off of him.
Oh, Billy Dillard?
Yeah, Billy Dillard.
I don't know. I texted Billy about a week, 10 days ago. He said he got really busy, did this. He retired, and he didn't understand how busy he would get when he retired.
What can I relate
He
to that?
retired. He retired, and his wife has got him traveling.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
good for him.
yeah, but I was concerned about the same thing, how he was making out, because he was fighting the big C, and hopefully he was winning. And I was going to send him something today because he jokes with me a lot. I live about a mile out of a little town called Harahan, and we know it's a bumpkin town. And he's always said, "You live right there by Harahan." And so when we see some real losers and signage and stuff, I'll say, "Look, this is what they're doing in Harahan. The library closed. Both books got checked out. They hadn't come back yet." So but we'll see Billy again soon. And there's some members that travel with their kids this time of the year. School's out, they're getting away. And hopefully they're escaping some of the heat. And if you are going to travel, please be safe. Above all else, be safe. All right. With that, I'm going to go by the wayside. You're not. You're going to be right here talking on a tailgate with some of the finest wood turners in the world, some of the best friends I've ever had and will ever have. And we'll talk about wood turning right here. Worldwidewoodturners.org, what we call your wood turning club. Dane, you got the controls.
All right, sounds good. So without further ado,
Good night, Captain.
This is the demarcation point for recording. So stop recording and then start recording.
Just did.
Okay, thank you. And then as always, I will signal out when we need to clip something out as a modifier for Dave to clip it out, put it on the web page and put it on our YouTube for the various little tips and tricks and stuff that we'll share during the after hours that comes up from various conversations